Macros, macros, macros. What it's all about? Well, we are gonna find out because I'm gonna tell you all about it. Why? Because I have noticed an amazing difference in my transformation, in my body composition since I started tracking my macros. Seriously, look at this. See that? Very nice definitions coming in. The back, my burritos are almost all gone. And it's all because I started taking my journey a little bit more seriously. Just a little bit, guys. I am Chero, and welcome to Fit Life with Chero. So, we are going to be talking about an amazing, amazing subject that I think everybody needs to be aware of because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. For example, do y'all know what this is? Uh-huh, a weighing scale. And this has become so important in my fitness journey right now because it is what I use to track my food. I just press the on button, get it set, put my plate on there, okay? Press the on button again and make sure it's at 0. And then I take my food, put it in there, and 90 grams. I go to my Fitness Pal or my Food Visor. I actually have both apps because I'm trying to figure out which one is the best. And I log in the grams of the food that I've just weighed. And from there, I'm able to know of how much I'm eating. It's amazing. And it really, really does make a difference, my friends. So now that I have that down, I'm able to know exactly how much protein I'm eating, exactly how much fats, how much carbohydrates, how much fiber I'm having. And I think macros, tracking your macros might just be what you need to do to get to your fitness goals. Here's why. Hear me out. I've been working out for quite some time. I've been going to the gym religiously, constantly. I've been eating healthy and everything. But guess what? My goal has been to gain some muscle. But my body has pretty much stayed the same, still athletic and, fit, but not really as muscular as I'd like it to be. What I came to realize as I've been tracking my macros this week, I've realized that I'm actually not eating enough protein. Protein is the muscle bodybuilding food. It's really what your muscles need to grow. So once I started to weigh my food each day and weigh how much protein I have in each meal and how much protein I have by the end of the day, I'm telling you, it has surprised me so much. For example, I have here my app that I'm using. This is my tracking today. I don't know if you can see that, but basically, I'm here. As you can see here, this 70 is my protein. I'm supposed to be eating 125 grams of protein. It's already 7 p.m. and I still have 54 grams of protein to go. So it's very cool. It shows me, of course, my fat. I've already gone over my fat. But here are my carbohydrates, and I still have 56 grams of carbohydrates to go. So basically, you just decide, depending on your goals. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to lose muscle? Are you trying to just eat under a certain type of calories? It gives you all those options. If you've never ever tracked your macros before and you don't know where to start, once you download the app, like I use my Fitness Pal, and there's also Food Visor, and I like them both because they have different vibes. So I'm trying both of them because I'm like, one is so serious, the other one is a little bit playful. But you'll decide, some it depends on how you like to input your numbers or how the prompts that it gives you. Depending on how you'll be able to decide. Depending on what your goal is, you'll be able to decide. But the apps really help you because you'll just say, oh, I want to be 50 kilograms. Okay, so to get to 50 kilograms, you'll want to eat this much protein, this much carbs, this much fats in a day. You also want to, of course, do your exercise alongside with that. And then you can choose, the calories that I burn from the exercise, do I want to add that to the calories that I need to eat? Or do you want to be on a deficit, which is, of course, recommended if you want to lose weight? So it all depends on your goal. What are macros? You hear macros, macros, macros. What are macros? So basically, macronutrients are like the bigger components of the food that we need every day, like the protein, your carbohydrates, your fats, those bigger components. Micronutrients are like the smaller components of food, like vitamins and minerals, right? So we all need all these foods to help your body to function. But some foods, of course, can be higher on your scale depending on your goals. For me, in particular, I want to gain muscle. I want to be more toned so you can see the abs, right? I want to tone up my body. So, of course, my protein intake is going to be higher. Okay. So, I've put my protein more on the higher side. I mean, it's not that high, it's like about 128 grams. So, 125 grams, 128, 125 grams. So you're not going to be exact, but you can have it where you're comfortable. So what I do to know how much protein do I need to eat, right? One calculation that I use is I'll take my weight, which is in kilograms, I'll take that and transfer it to pounds. Once you take your weight into pounds, then you can take that weight. If you want to maintain your weight, let's say you're 110 pounds and you want to maintain 110 pounds, you'll just take 110 and then you'll multiply that by 0.82, or you can take per pound per gram of protein. So if you're 110 pounds, you can eat 110 grams of protein. If you want to be 128 pounds, then you'll eat 128 pounds of grams of protein. With your calories, same thing. You take your weight in pounds. So from kilograms to pounds for those of us on this side of the world. And then now you take that weight and you multiply that by 13. If you multiply the weight that if you're maintaining by 13, you'll eat that number of calories. If you want to lose weight, you find the weight in pounds of what you want to be and multiply that by 13. And that will help you to kind of have an idea of how many calories you need to eat in a day. But of course, your activity levels also matter, right? So I like this because it has really helped me to know what is the minimum amount of protein that I need to be able to gain weight. And from there, I'm able to put in my food. I weigh, let's say this is my piece of chicken. I'm like, okay, for this meal, I need to have at least 50 grams of protein. Okay, great. I put that in there. I like to start with the protein. So I make sure once I have the amount of protein that I need, then I'll go to the next thing, which is my vegetables and my fiber. I put in the veggies. Okay, if it's fruits, my kiwi, how much is that? I put it in my app. How much spinach? Oh, it's half a cup of spinach. It's 100 grams. I put that in my app. Same thing with the carbohydrates. My rice. I'll take my weighing machine. I put it on 0. I take my cup. I put it on there. I throw my rice in there. Weigh my rice. Oh my God. There. My rice has, and then the great thing with the app is it will give you your calories and it will also give you your macronutrients. It will tell you, okay, for example, here I am. You can see here, because of the light, I'm sorry you won't be able to see, but it tells you, oh, today your highest in carbohydrates, you had a boiled egg, you had a glass of milk, you had some spinach. Very good. What was highest in fat? My peanut butter, because I had a toast with peanut butter. I had a lot of fat there, but it's good fat. It's healthy fat. We need fat, okay? Because healthy fats help our bodies to work with our hormones, to do our metabolism, like so many good things that you need fat for, right? To balance so many things in the body. So that's good. I also got some good fats from my eggs, my boiled eggs. Organic eggs. I also got some good fat from my glass of milk and some chicken. Okay, very nice. The food's highest in protein. Your eggs were highest in protein with a number of 18. My chicken was highest in protein. 2, my cacahuates. I'm in Spanish mode. Peanut butter, cacahuates, peanut butter was also there. So I can see the foods that are giving me a lot of protein, and I continue to eat that because that's my goal. I want muscles. Remember, everyone has different goals. For me, Charo, in case this is your first time here, I am planning to do a fitness photo shoot in a month. Today is day 22 of my fitness photo shoot journey. Okay. So I've been going through this journey and I'm learning a lot of things because I want to be successful and really take amazing fit photos. I am 41 and I said my 40s, I'm going to be 40 and fabulous. So for the 40 plus year olds, you can do it. You can have snatched waist. Yes, fire waist, fire waist. You can do it, but it takes a little bit of sacrifice sometimes. Okay. And that's why I said, you don't have to walk this journey alone. I can walk with you. So if you have any questions, by the way, I'm watching the chat here and I think it's really cool to see all of you here with me. Let me just make sure that we are live on Instagram. Yes, we are very much live. I see you there. Yes, Overreach and Mzungu Freeman, Buya Damia. You guys are up late because it's really late in Kenya right now. So um, also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the details when it comes to macros. Okay, the thing about this is sometimes it can be very hard for you to be consistent with protein intake. That's what I realized because the thing with protein is not something that you can just easily grab and go. Most of our protein we have to cook it. We have to prepare it. So that's why preparation is key. If you watch my past live, I talked about things that can keep you consistent towards your goals, towards transforming your body, consistent in eating right, consistent in going to the gym, right? And some of the things that I do personally to make sure that I'm consistent with eating my meals and getting enough protein in is I have to prepare my food in bulk. So on Sunday, I'll do my shopping. You saw that I put it on my Instagram live. Please follow me on Instagram because I put a lot of lives of just my daily life, what I eat, how I work out every day, some tips on losing weight and gaining muscle, those kind of things. So what I'm learning, I like to share because you guys are my healthy friends. So Sunday we'll go do the shopping and we'll have a list of all the vegetables and fruits and foods that we eat. Like I said before, the list is not even that long. Trust me, because when you have that goal to gain muscle or to lose weight, most of the time you're going to stick to pretty much a handful of foods because you want to see how that's going to work for you, if it's working or not working. So I eat a lot of chicken. I'll just go buy all my chicken in bulk and I'll have my chicken lady cut them up for me into strips, some in cubes, some I'll do plancha, like the flat, steak style chicken, because I just want to feel like I'm eating 3 different types of chicken meals because I'm eating a lot of chicken, right? Because animal protein actually tends to be a little bit higher in for the consumption of the protein. Like it doesn't matter how you get your protein as long as you hit your numbers. So for me, I find that the animal protein makes it easier to hit the numbers faster. But if you want to eat more meals, some people like to eat like 6 or 7 times in the day, you can be able to spread out your protein intake, right? For me, I would rather do it in like 3, 4, 5 meals maximum. But most of the time I try to do it in about 3 to 4 meals, right? And then now, after we do all our shopping on Sunday, on Monday is when we're going to start to prepare all the food. I'll just cook all that chicken, because I've marinated it on Sunday night, so it's nice and flavorful. And I'll just cook it all and get ready for most of the week. Most of the time, for like 3 days or so, and then I'll cook another batch, right? So find some energy in between to cook another batch because sometimes you don't want to leave the stuff in the fridge for too long, right? But I'll do the same thing with my rice, my sweet potatoes. I love the sweet potatoes. I'll just boil all like six sweet potatoes for the week because you're going to eat you're not eating more than 1 sweet potato. And these are the small sweet potatoes. Because remember, you're going to measure it on here and you'll be like, oh my God. And this is the good thing about measuring because sometimes when you go to the app, it will say 1 serving of a medium sweet potato. But you don't know what is a medium in Kenya versus a medium in Mexico and a medium in the US. They'll be all different. So what I like to do is I would rather put in the grams. So I'll just put my sweet potato in the thing and I'll measure it and I'll say, I'm eating 20 grams of a boiled sweet potato. That gives me a more accurate measurement of my sweet potato. And you'll be surprised. I was thinking like I'm eating this tiny, small sweet potato. It shouldn't be that much. What? It's like off the scale. And I was like, what? It's just like one sweet potato. But guess what? When you're filling up on your protein and your vegetables, that one sweet potato is more than enough. Same thing with the rice. You would think that this cup of rice is so small. But when you have your amount of protein that you're supposed to take and you have your fiber and your vegetables, that little rice is like dessert. It's like it's not even necessary, It's just to like make you feel good because you're used to eating rice or ugali or whatever carbohydrates you're used to eating. So sometimes also, guys, you have to pay attention to your behavior. Hi, Maureen Kibore. Nice to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. I like it that you're here, my healthy friend. So you want to create awareness around your eating so that you kind of remember. Some people like to eat for comfort. Some people like to eat because of how they're feeling, maybe their moods. Some different times of the month, you'll be craving different types of things. So when you pay attention to your food and the awareness around the food and why you eat what you eat, it really helps you to see, because for me, like when I was first starting to weigh the food and stuff, before I would notice, I would just put my food the way I'm used to putting my food on the plate. And then I realized, oh my God, this is what I'm so used to doing. But now I'm doing it the opposite. I start with my protein first. So I say, I need to get 50 grams of protein in this meal. I'm going to put 50 grams of protein. And then I also need fiber is the next most important thing. My vegetables and my fiber or my fruit, if I'm eating something with fruit. Then after I meet those two requirements, I'll go to the carbohydrates and put the carbohydrates there because that's also very important, very necessary. You need carbohydrates to fuel your energy, to fuel your workouts, to fuel your brain. So it's all about just eating good. Even I eat white rice. It's okay. You're just like when you're doing all this consistently and you're measuring your food well and you know that you're tracking your calories so you're not over going above your calories. Because can you imagine when you notice when you go running, you'll burn like 400 calories in that 1 hour of running. But how long does it take you to eat 400 calories? One sitting. You know what I mean? So when you're aware of these things, they really help you to think. And you're like, okay, okay. So you start to like eat mindfully, right? And you're remembering you're eating whole foods. Whole foods are better for you because they satiate you, like they make you full, right? Because what happens with processed foods, yes, you can get protein from processed foods. You have your protein shakes, you have your protein powders, you have your protein bars, all that stuff. But the thing with processed foods, you have to remember they've been manufactured to make you want to eat more. Okay, so when you cut out the processed foods, it really helps you to be able to get full on whole, nutritious foods. Another thing I just did because I just heard my phone beeping is to keep me consistent and to remind me. I have reminders for when I need to eat because I'm eating about 4 to 5 meals. I spread them out in 2 to 3 hours. I'm able to remember, time for me to eat. So usually once I'm eating my first meal, I'm already ready with the next one. I already have an idea of what I'm going to eat next. And after you do this for like a week, you don't have to do this for like every day of your life. Just a week is enough for you to kind of have an idea. This is how I like to eat. I prefer to eat my tuna in the evening, and I'd rather have my chicken at lunchtime. For breakfast, I'll do a few eggs, fried eggs maybe, with just a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit, right? And a tiny sprinkle of salt, because we're being super healthy here to meet our goals, okay? Just to get to your goal. Sometimes you have to sacrifice for that little time so that you can see how can you transform your body. Sacrifice for 2 weeks, sacrifice for 4 weeks, sacrifice for 1 month to just see if you can attain your goals by doing the sacrifice. Imagine the people who get rich and become millionaires and billionaires. Do you think they just become just by becoming? No, they have to start by sacrificing. Everything that is worth it is gonna need you to sacrifice. So when you build awareness around your eating, you get to understand, I'm acting like I'm depriving myself from eating that cookie, but really, I just like to eat 10 cookies in one sitting. But you can eat one cookie, you put it in your app, one cookie, 500 calories, okay, that's my morning run. I've just eaten it in a cookie. Fine. And you're aware of that, and you're still happy that you ate that cookie because it was worth it. Just make sure it's worth it. Like, it needs to be like a really good cookie. I had one the other day when I went shopping at Walmart. Oh, I just, and they're so strategic because the cookie place and the cakes and all the fresh, yummy stuff was right after you check out. And I've checked out with all my vegetables and all my healthy things, and I passed by the cookie place and I was like, just one chocolate chip cookie and one chocolate chip cookie, literally, and it was so delicious. I even put it in my app because I was just like, let me see how much one chocolate chip cookie is. So in my Foodvisor app, let me see. I can show you. Yesterday, Monday, Sunday, literally on Sunday, I had my cookie. Where is it? Here. You see? Can you see? I won't be able to see because of the light. But literally, my one cookie, 111 calories, my one nice cookie. And I was like, that's okay. It was a delicious cookie and it felt nice. And it was like one cookie of the day. So I'm not eating 10 to 20 cookies. That's the discipline you want to have. You can pick one day of the week, which for me is Sunday, when you can treat yourself to something nice, a bowl of ice cream, something. But that's if you have the discipline to do it. One thing I know, like when it came to drinking, I cut out the alcohol completely because I don't have the discipline to just take one beer or take one glass of wine. That wasn't working for me. So I just decided, you know what? No alcohol for me. And that's another thing you may have to do to attain your fitness goals. Because alcohol has a lot of calories, and then you drink, and then you want to eat, and you get hungry, and it just throws you off. The next day, you're too hangover. You're not going to the gym because you don't have the energy, and your body's hangover, and blah, 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 it becomes like a whole thing. So, but sometimes when you want to get to your goal, you just tell yourself, I have 1 month to see results. So I'm just gonna have to stick to it and discipline myself, okay? But these apps are really helpful because they just give you like a general estimation in case you have no idea about working out or counting your macros or how to even start. It's a very helpful way, and you put in your weight and your goal and what you want, where you want to reach, and it will just tell you, eat this many carbs a day, eat this many fats, eat this many carbohydrates in a day, eat this much protein, and you'll attain your goal by this much. But now your job is to pay attention to you. How do you feel? What is your energy like? Some people can go low carbohydrates and they would rather do like the keto thing where they're eating a lot of fat, high fat diet with high protein, and they feel like, wow, I'm able to be productive. I can do all my things. My body's looking great. It's working for me. For some people, they need some carbohydrates because they feel their energy is not there. They're getting dizzy. They're a bit lightheaded. They're just like, oh my God, I'm not functioning properly. I need my carbohydrates. So you decide what works for you. Would you rather lower your carbohydrates and have more protein and fat? Would you rather have your carbs and protein around the same and higher fat or lower fat? Would you rather lower your fat and lower your carbohydrates? That's what macros is all about. Counting your macronutrients and balancing them out to fit your goals, okay? So another thing when it comes to weighing, a lot of people wonder, like, do I weigh my food before I cook it or after I cook it? For me, I would rather just weigh my food after I cook it because it's kind of weird, like putting a raw chicken on your weighing scale and then putting it, it's just like a mess. So it's not really that big of a difference if you cook your food and then weigh it after. Well, spinach does reduce drastically. That's the one thing that I'm like, hey, what about the spinach? So the app allows you to put, if you're eating half a cup of cooked spinach or half a cup of non-cooked spinach, you decide which one would you rather weigh first, such things. But most of the time, your chicken, your salmon, your rice, your all this stuff, I would rather weigh my rice cooked than weigh it non-cooked. It doesn't really make that big of a difference, okay? And make sure you get your fats in, your avocado, like your peanut butter, healthy stuff. Well, I don't know if peanut butter is really something to add. Maybe almond butter. I don't know. But I just like peanut butter. Like for me, I love me some peanut butter on toast. Okay. So it has some protein there and some natural fats. Go for the natural foods, like I said, the healthy foods, right? But I also want to say something seriously. If you're a person who's triggered easily, like these people who have a bit of dysfunctions when it comes to eating habits and eating behaviors, these people who lean more towards like the anorexic and the bulimia and those very sensitive areas, that's a very tough place. And I wouldn't say that weighing your food on a scale would be the best idea, because that might trigger certain behaviors that are not going to get you to your goals. And at the end of the day, we're doing this to get to our goals. Everybody's different. For some people, they're just like, no, I'm not weighing my food all day. Some people will just rather like say, okay, this part of my arm is like one serving of chicken. One handful of blueberries is one serving of blueberries. Like they would rather just go with it that way and make it easy. So whatever works for you works for you. For me, I'm a bit extremist with everything. Like I said, I'm not good at doing things halfway or just a little bit. I kind of go above and beyond. So I said, I'm doing this fitness photo shoot and I'm doing this fitness photo shoot. Okay. So the whole point of a fitness photo shoot is to be fit, right? So we're trying to be as fit as possible. So I'm spending my time researching and reading and trying to figure out what's the best way to get fit in 30 days. And I'm here to just share it with you. I'm sharing my knowledge with you. So you don't have to go out and do all the research on your own. You can just ask me questions and I'll tell you, yeah, I was just actually reading about that. I was just actually watching a YouTube about that. But I'm learning a lot of interesting things. So find out what your goal is. It's not going to be a forever thing. What you'll end up doing, you'll find that you've just made this amazing lifestyle from just tracking your macros and finding. And then it's just a good way to have an idea. Sometimes you don't even have an idea of the amount of calories you're eating. So when you get the app, what you can do, get the app and the weighing scale, and then just track yourself diligently for 1 week. Just do it even for 7 days and say, for 7 days, I'm going to track everything I eat. Normal. If you have a Snicker bar, put it in there. If you have M&Ms, put it in there. If you have a glass of milk, put it in your tea, your coffee, your eggs, your whatever, everything, your pizza, your tacos, whatever it is you're eating, put it in the app for 1 week. And then you'll be able to see, oh my gosh, I'm averaging 2,000 calories a day. But according to my weight and my height and my body goals, I should be eating about 1,500 calories a day. So where can I adjust? Maybe I can eat less of this and more of this to attain my goals. That's really why we're doing the macro system of weighing and measuring our food, just to have an idea. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And then you're just going to go around in circles and you're going to be hitting the gym and working out and sweating and pumping. And then you're going and you're just eating and you're going. And then you're like, I've been doing this for a month. Nothing has changed. I've been doing this for 2 months. Nothing is changing. I've been doing this for 3 months. Why am I still the same? Even your friends are like, really? You're going to the gym again? Why? What's the point? Because now you're discouraging other people around you. Yet, you should be an inspiration to the people around you. They're like, wow, you've been working out and you're really changing. You've been watching what you eat and you're really transforming. This is amazing. Show me how. Teach me how. You want to be an example so that way you're able to help someone else to also be healthier and to feel good, because it feels good. I'm telling you, I feel good when I'm like seeing my definition coming in over here. Look, no putty things. We're flattening it out. I see this and I'm like getting motivated. I'm like, it's not so bad to count my macros, because now at least I'm seeing the progress. I'm not overeating to the point where I'm bloated and I'm inflamed and all these other things, right? And I'm going to the gym, I'm working hard, but I'm also fueling my body correctly by giving my body enough of what it needs. So you start normal and then you start to just change your habits, tweak things here and there to be able to get to where they need to get to. If you need to cut some calories, you cut some calories. If you need to up your calories, you up your calories, but you know exactly what you need to do, okay? So that's all I wanted to talk about. I really just wanted to tell you my exciting news. Like update. This is what's going on. So that was my exciting news. I've been tracking my macros and it is amazing. I'm not going back. I really am not. And yeah, I also, that's another thing too. I minimized my shakes. Like I used to do the protein shakes. After doing all this research and stuff, I came to realize actually protein shakes are very much of a processed food. And so they have so many things in there that are out of your control, and you don't know how it's going to act on your body or on someone else's body. So protein shakes are very like they are a supplement. They are not supposed to be your main food. You want to get your main protein from your whole foods. And then let's say you're traveling or the end of the day is coming, you've been really busy and you didn't get that little last bit of protein. Yeah, then you can take a quick shake here and there. But it's not supposed to be like, okay, I'm going to eat my chicken and then I'm going to eat my steak and then I'm going to have my protein as a meal and then I'm going to go to the next meal. No, it's not like part of your meal plan. It is an extra just in case. Okay, I just want to put that there. And for me, I've noticed a change in my body when I stopped doing the protein shake, for real, because I was feeling nauseous when I would drink it. I'm like, it's like I'm forcing it because I know I need to get these 50 grams of protein in my diet. But I was like, I don't feel so good. I feel off. I would feel it here. And I don't want to say the name of the protein because it will be like I'm bashing it. But it's one of the top ones that they say is the best protein shake out there. And I tried it. I was like, it's the best. It's no sugar, no carb, whatever. Let me do it. But it just wasn't working for me. So you need to be in tune with you. What works for you? Just because it's working for someone else doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. I'm here telling you what's working for me, but it might not necessarily work for you, but it might. So it's for you to try it and then you see, does this work for me? Yes or no? Or maybe I want to switch it up and change things off, okay? And always remember, in places like America, especially, things are so advanced, right? You go out to eat and you find that the menu is already written there. Oh, these are all your calories. Don't worry. You can get the fajita bowl. It's only 110 calories. What happens is the FDA actually has approved them to be able to be off by like 20%. Okay. They're allowed. If those calories are more by 20%, they're allowed to say they're less by 20%. You get what I mean? If those calories are less by 20%, they're allowed to say they're more by, like, the high protein foods, they'll say this food has 50 grams of protein. But ideally, it's 20% less of that protein. But they're allowed to say it's 20% more so that they can sell their protein. And you're like, oh, yay, high protein. No, it's not really high protein. And then it comes with all the other chemicals and everything. That's the same thing. Their menus, they say, Chipotle bowl, 80 grams. Come on. Really? Are you sure it's going to be 80 grams? Probably not. But they're allowed to do that because part of the establishment and how things work. So you can't just say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to order all my food. The thing with ordering food out, it has so many things that you can't control. A lot of food, fast food, even the fast food restaurants now have the healthy version, right? They always have the healthy part of the menu, but a lot of these things have a lot of preservatives, a lot of chemicals. They have a lot of hidden fats, hidden things like MSG and all these things that are put in the foods to make them taste better, to make it last longer on the shelf, to just make it more palatable. Palatable, palatable. For your palate, so it tastes good, right? So all these things are going to be off. So the best thing, I'm telling you, just take responsibility. Okay, take responsibility and cook your own food. Okay, but if you have to go out, you can go out like once a week. Can you do once a week? Just once, and then you can go, because I will go out once a week. I'll go to Bennigan's. and I will get me a nice steak. One meal once a week. That's it. And I'll eat the steak because I know the steak has a lot of protein. But that's it. One. Okay. And I'm trying my best to pick it. I'll be like, just, I'll take it as it is. But of course, that steak will come and it's like, it's floating in butter and oil and seasoning and all the goodies. Yes. And I'll just be like, cow, focus on the protein. This is a lot of protein I'm putting in my body. At least I still try to make a healthy choice, even when I do go out for my cheat meal. But you have to be careful when you're eating with restaurants. Don't do it every day, okay? Just prepare your meals, like I said, on Sunday and Monday, 2 days of the week. Batch your rice, batch your sweet potatoes, batch your chicken, batch your tuna. Even my tuna, I mix the salad. I cut all the onions and the celery and the spinach. That's another thing, arugula. Make sure you have your green vegetables in each meal. The green is going to help with your gut. It's going to really help with your gut microbiome. You need to have a healthy gut to help you to digest your food properly, to absorb the nutrients properly, right? To be able to do the work that it's supposed to do, to disperse the nutrients in your body the way it's supposed to be dispersed. You want to make sure that you're eating your greens. My greens are arugula, like I said, arugula, spinach. I do broccoli. I'll go to the market like I did today. I got some organic spinach and some watercress. So just as much of the dark green vegetables as you can add to your meal. Very, very good. Make sure your kale, cook your kale. They do say like kale and spinach stuff is better cooked than raw, but what do I know? I'm just going by what works for me. But once in a while, I'll do my green juice where I'll have my raw greens and I blend them and I drink them once or twice a week. But most of the time, I'll cook my vegetables because I think it's better for your digestion. But you see how you feel. For some people, the fiber, they can handle it. For some people, they can't handle so much of the fiber. Same thing with the beans and the legumes and stuff. That's why I see I'm veering more towards the animal protein. I find it easier to digest and work with the animal protein because the plant protein is different. It's just going to be different. So the sources are going to be different, but there are ways you can do it if you study really well. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you can study a lot of the people who are doing the plant-based protein sources, and then you'll be able to really know how to get your intake of protein. It doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it in, okay? And it's coming from whole foods. That's really good. So just make sure that we are focused so that we make sure we get to all our goals, okay? The estimations on the app really help. Like I said, I use my Fitness Pal. Foodvisor is also very good because it gives you nice little tips and it's an easy one to use. My Fitness Pal is more like it breaks down the calories and the macros and the nutrients to the T. So I think that's more like for the bodybuilders and these guys who are like on that professional level with it, okay? But let's get to our fitness goals, my friends, okay? We can do it. If you have any questions, let me see first of all. I've just been like blah, 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 blah. Let me see if anyone has asked any questions. But there's so many people on here on Instagram. Yay, I see you. Okay, no, very good. I like this. This is great. No one has any questions? No. No questions. Let me see. How about on Facebook? Let me see if there are any questions on Facebook. Nope. No questions on Facebook either. So I will be checking the comments to see if there's anything. And yeah, if there's any questions, I will definitely answer, okay? Let me see here if I can see anything. But we're pretty much live on all the platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, all the platforms. So if you have anything that you want to say, please check us out on YouTube, on Instagram. You can DM me anywhere. If you have any question to do with weight loss, if you want to find out how you can be able to improve your goals, if you're stuck somewhere, sometimes you get to a place where you're stuck and you were doing so well and you were starting to lose the weight, and then all of a sudden you plateau and you're wondering what happened. I've been reading a lot about that. Sometimes you just need to switch it up and change things up a little bit, and then things starts to move. Maybe, like I said, you've been eating too many calories, and you just need to get you a little scale and discipline yourself for 7 days and track what you're eating and try to see how you can switch that up. And then voila, the results start to come. Okay, so let's catch up in the comments and in the DM, and I will be back with another live soon, and very soon, because the inspiration is real and it just keeps coming every day. But I want to share with you everything that I'm learning, and I'm grateful that you're here and you want to get to your health goals. You're trying to be a healthier version of you. You're trying to get that six pack going. You're trying to sleep better. You're trying to have a better mood. You're just trying to look better and feel better and have more energy. All of that comes from taking care of your health. So that's what we are here for, to optimize our health and be our healthiest versions of we, right? All right, my friends, we got this. I'll see you on the platforms. This is Feel Life with Chero. Find me out there and let's chat, my healthy friends. Have a good one. Till next time. Bye. Keep it up. Good job. Don't give up. Keep going, okay? Keep going. You got this. See ya.